Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can I get a roll call?
Yes, Wondergem.
Here.
Clyde. No Klein. Steffes.
Here.
Gardine. Here. Palmer. Here. Dahan.
Here.
Highmore.
Here.
Quorum.
All right, thank you very much. First item is approval of the agenda. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Support.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries. Reports agenda. Board member reports. We'll start with Amy today.
All right. First of all, I'll go with Parks and Recs. Mill Race Park is coming along lovely. They did take down the barn. If you have not been there for a while, they were able to save the weather vane that they're going to put onto the new shelter that's there. What's kind of nice is that they have preserved the wetlands. They're going to have a pollinator area right along Buck Creek, which will be nice. A lot of native plants and trees and all of that stuff. But new playground, ADA, accessible walkways. And what I love is that it's been a collaboration. So it was partially a grant through the Parks and Recs. It was partially ARPA funds and the city. So it was really nice to see that collaboration happen. So lots of really cool stuff happening in Parks and Recs. We had solo and ensemble for band. We had 27 first place winners, 5 second place winners, and that is completely 100% voluntary. Those kids just go, you know, I don't know, I'm not learning enough music, and then they don't, which I absolutely love. The Amazing Shake takes place tomorrow at the middle school, which is kind of exciting. And then I wanted to give a little shout out to all those elementary school teachers, and some of the high school teachers and middle school teachers too, but those elementary school teachers during Valentine's Day and parties and Christmas parties, and yeah, they're good people. That's a lot of work, and that's a lot of sugar, and that's a lot of fun. So I really appreciate our what our teachers do to make our kids feel special.
Fantastic. Thank you. Joe?
Not a lot. I made it to a girls' JV and varsity basketball game. I think it was 3 Fridays ago now. That was a fun time. And then been at my daughter's 8th grade games and girls' basketball games. And there's a purple out, similar to what the boys did. I don't know if you're going to talk about that, Raj. I won't steal your thunder. But I think it's next week, Monday. Am I right with that, or is it next Wednesday?
I think you're right.
I think it's next Monday at home. So if you get a chance, make it to the 8th grade girls basketball game. That'd be greatly appreciated. That's it.
Thank you. Bob?
I think you just did steal his thunder, but that's okay.
I did?
Would you squeal that?
Sorry.
The only thing I got, you know what, I don't talk much, but I'm going to talk about this because it really bothers me. So 2 weeks ago, with superintendent update, he included a link for the governor's proposal for school aid. And I don't know if many people paid attention to that. But what caught me, and then it made me rather angry, to tell you the truth, is the fact that they're going to pull $670 million out of the teachers' pension fund to fund these programs. Now, we had COVID, and then it rained money. But to continue the programs and borrow money from an area that to me should be sacred, especially teachers, just is wrong. And in some ways, they're robbing Peter to pay Paul, because I think how they're going to pay for that when this is all said and done is they're just going to increase the MIPSRS rate so that we can fund it faster. So if you haven't looked at it, I would like you to take your time and look at it, because it didn't make me happy. That's all I have.
Thanks. Barb?
I'd like to respond to that just in that it's her budget, but it goes through another
It
process,
hasn't been
right?
done, but
Okay.
we know what the
Yeah.
legislature is,
Yeah,
right?
yes, we do.
It's pretty
But
much,
it's very important that we speak with our legislators then about this.
yeah, sure. You think they're gonna listen to
I
you?
don't know, I don't know.
You can,
I
yes,
mean, I guess
please.
that's
Would you
what-
like to
right.
take this and
Well, I
send it
am
to
gonna
them?
look at it, because I don't agree with that, and at least from what you've spoken about, it sounds, like I said. So I just wondered what our action would be, or could be, and
It would be,
one.
talk to your legislator.
One to try to maybe make them aware of that, if we agree with that, or not.
I
Are
think
you
it's
familiar?
appropriate to talk to your
Yeah.
legislators about it. Yeah, I'm aware. And like I said, what you just mentioned, I mean, that's her budget and that piece is there, but the House will have theirs, Senate will have theirs, and then they'll get some people in the room and figure it out. And it's not in the place I would like to see that come from. I don't think that's a good place to be.
Because I think that would put burden, if that's where they're gonna go with it.
You know,
Huge burden on
the only way they're gonna fund it
districts.
is they'll increase the allowance, and then our MIPSers will go, and then our
Uh-huh.
allowance will be reduced, because we have to pay for what they took.
Yeah,
So.
that kind of stuff. Okay, and
Good question, Barb.
Yep, thank you. And just the high schoolers and the survivors, oh my gosh, they raise so much money, and I think that's just so amazing, these students. I don't have their names, but you did share, and and I just love it. And I think that's a great learning experience, and it really shows support from the community. So thank you, community, and thank you to our students who are, and like your son won, didn't he, one time? He was up there, it seems like.
No, my son was second.
Was it
last
your
year.
son?
Yeah, your
Okay, I
son.
knew someone on our board. Okay, your son's
Yep.
coming up. But, yeah, I think it's great, so that's all I have.
Great, thank you. Brett?
All right, I don't have much. I've been out of town the last couple of weeks, but just to make people aware of there's an Athletic Hall of Fame banquet dinner,
Yeah.
March 9, and for fundraising this year, they're doing something different to hopefully raise more money, is selling raffle tickets to different baskets. So each athletic team puts together some kind of a package, and in the past, they've done auctions for them and raised okay money, but they're hoping this year with doing a raffle where you buy $20 raffle tickets for each, whatever you are interested in, that we can raise more money. And that money just goes back to funding scholarships for students. So just raise awareness of that to, I don't know, you might have been going to say something about that.
Oh, that's
but,
fine, yeah.
But that's, if they're all interested, I don't know the name of the website, but there's a website that lists all the different packages that are available that you can buy raffle tickets for. So buy a lot of them. And then the other one thing for me is just looking forward to going to the powerlifting meet at Mona Shores this coming Saturday.
Oh, cool.
It's only the second one that Grandville's been able to get in, so
Okay.
it's good for the kids to be able to do it.
Is boys and girls?
Yep, the
Yeah.
girls go in the morning and the boys are in the afternoon. But Grandville has such a large team, it's hard for us to get into different tournaments because they cut off, if they allowed like us in, then that eliminates, like 5 or 6 other schools.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's
Wow.
it's a new sport, so they're kind of figuring out how to make it all work.
Would they have like an A team, B team kind of thing, where you would compete against?
It's
Yourselves?
it's all that's one of the things that's nice about it is all the individuals that are on the team get to compete, and then they take the top scores. So
Very cool.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see if they start going like their way of wrestling, right? Where you
Yeah.
have, only your top 1 or 2 qualifiers
Right.
per weight class or whatever,
Right.
when you get in.
that would trim down a lot on the number
Yeah.
of people that are at a contest.
Yep.
Guess we just need to host one.
I've suggested it's a great fundraiser. It takes a lot of. I've suggested to the football boosters about doing it next year. We actually tried to do it this past year, but there wasn't an opening in the gym. But it takes a lot of volunteers. But in a day, you can raise roughly $15,000 to $20,000 because each contestant pays $20 to get in, and then they charge $5 per person to come and watch, and then the concessions on top of it. But you have to move all your weightlifting stuff to the gym and put plywood down, and
Okay.
so
Yeah.
it's a big undertaking.
I was wondering what the surface was that you just put plywood down.
They put down a tarp and then
Yeah.
plywood, and then they have to move
All the mats.
the mats in there.
That's a
So,
lot of work.
Yeah.
so it's a lot of work to get it all set up.
Yeah. Cool.
That's it.
Good. Thank you. So just a couple things from me, echo the band. I mean, they just had a great, last month, right, of all the events that they've had. So that's been great. And just so cool to see the success they had, like you said, with all the members getting the D1 rating and so forth. And then went to saw the play, which was really cool to go see that. That was a lot of fun. So it constantly amazes me what they're able to do with the sets and everything else in such a short time, and have just the students leading all that and doing all that. And so that was a lot of fun to do that. Let's see, the Senior Survivor, you mentioned set the record fundraising, but I had a chance to talk to Adam. And he was talking to me and telling me about things I had no clue what to do with the Senior Survivor, how they really tie it in with the elementary schools too, and how he was saying that he was trying to get the elementaries to help participate, because he's like, we're going to give you money. More money probably you're going to raise on any single event, right? With the exception of maybe Century Park's Art Walk, but he's like, we're going to give you money if you guys want to participate, and it's so cool to see them helping out and helping the elementaries as well. So just a really cool event, and something I wanted to learn more about after he told me about how it's all set up and so forth. So such a cool event there. Good successful snow coming here this past weekend, so that was a good thing to see. Let's see, what other, and then Saturday and Sunday, the RoboDogs held the VEC State Championship for the middle school, at the middle school.
Friday,
Saturday for that. And to see that set up, so you talk about setting up a gym, and I got a chance to go down Sunday when they were setting up for the drone racing, which was really cool. And Doug was telling me, oh yeah, we set that, all this, scaffolding and stuff like that up. They had it set up, I don't know, he said just a couple hours. So if you need help in figuring out how to set something up quickly, get with Doug. He's got a team and an army to be able to set that stuff up quickly. But the drone stuff was pretty cool because they had TVs up, and then I'd never seen this before, but the drone racers are all wearing goggles, these virtual reality goggles, to fly these drones around, and they broadcast it up on these TV screens so people can watch it. It's really cool. And the other thing I didn't realize is the drones are only about like that big. And they are zipping around that gym. Yeah, I'm thinking, the ones to take pictures with, that are like 2x2, 3x3. And these things are dinky. And that was really cool to see, and the participation there. And it's just fun talking to him, because he is so proud of the program and all the equipment and everything else he has. And that facility is just really set up nicely for these types of things in the future. So that was really cool to see. Other than that, that's all I have for my report. Raj, what you got?
You guys covered a lot of the things. I won't touch on a couple of things. I will mention, though, the Ryan Fisher Legacy game, hockey game, was played recently, I think a week from this past Friday. And also we had a purple game during that time as well, and we have the other one coming up. I was at Robotics Friday and Saturday for portions of time, talked to the head of National VEX was there, the CEO of that, and had some great conversation with him. Sounds like we're going to host the national championship coming up. He was very positive about that, but just bragged about, he was just like, I can't believe this place. And he goes, you got to understand, there's some things in Texas where he lives that are big, he said, but they're not school district things like this, tied to a school. He goes, what you guys did is brilliant, because you need the cafeteria, of course, and you have all that space. And it was just a great event, packed house both days. I had a hard time finding a place to park, so I parked on the back 40. One time I had my wife drop me off and pick me up, but the second day, so a little smarter that day. But just amazing, and you think again of the people who were there, got a chance to see our great school, shopped in our stores, ate at our restaurants, stayed in our hotels, and that's all good for the local economy as well. So it was just a great event. So yes, a lot of great things happening. I know winter sports are wrapping up. We have tournaments that are kicking in gear here, so
I didn't mention
stay
hockey,
tuned.
but that's
Yeah, you didn't mention
Except-
hockey. What?
So today was the compressor broke at Georgetown, so it's melting.
Oh, no.
So we're trying to figure out. Apparently there will be maybe no game tomorrow, but practice at Walker. I don't know.
Have to figure it out.
We're trying to figure it out, so.
I think you need ice.
Ice time is precious.
Yes, it is, and
Yeah.
not cheap, so.
And the other thing I had, I'm pretty sure I told you in a board update that I'm a part of this West Michigan committee. It's Career Prep 2030. It has a lot of the West Michigan business people attached to it, has the Ken ISD attached to it because of their CTE and so on. And there are several local district leaders that are also a part of it. And what it really started out as was bringing people together to talk about CTE, talk about experiences that our kids currently have. And we have a pretty robust program at the Ken ISD, but the problem is, as we mentioned before, a lot of times when you're, a district in your location happens to be a ways away, kids have to make decisions because they're going to be, transported to and from or driving or whichever, and they have to make decisions because they know because of that travel time, it eats into other opportunities. So wouldn't it be great to have more opportunities back at, the local levels, which, as you know, we've been trying to do. We've had EMT, the EMT program for a long time. We had some mechanic type stuff, automotive type stuff, and we're looking to really grow that. Very excited about where that's heading. Aeronautics, which we've now, started down that journey and so on. It's a great time for that stuff because what's happening and what the ISD, as I mentioned, noticed, we have great programs, but to get things, more kids' experiences, it can't be kids coming here. We have to get smarter about, maybe having some satellite programs, some programs in the local levels. And then how do you get kids out into businesses and get experiences too? You'll recall, I know you were a lot of co-op kids back in the day, and then that went by the wayside and you couldn't do that. And some of that work study stuff is coming back more and more. And so we've been thinking again on, how can we do some of those things where kids go out to businesses, get experiences, whether they're immersed in it, whether they have apprenticeships, they get, credit. Can they get credit for experiences, or could they get paid for experiences? So just wanted to talk a little bit again about that. So really it was, these people came together to really try to focus on West Michigan and how can we get kids more experiences. So it's really raising that bar. You can see shining a light on successes. We have some really good models. We have some good models that have been mentioned in those groups. And then, of course, like we said, how can, instead of us sending our kids to the ISD, how can they support us in what we're trying to accomplish at the local levels? So these are the three strategies we came up with: expanding and developing new CTE and CTE-like programs regionally in local districts, expanding work-based learning, as I had mentioned, some internships, apprenticeships, and then the third strategy you can see mark the significant impact of these programs, expand meaningful implementation. So when you look at development plans for kids, talent portfolios, how can we help them have more credentials where they're able to show their experiences, show what they've learned, and in some cases show certifications that they might be able to get. So what I did, we broke this down into some, under each strategy, and I'll put this in your board update. I won't go through it word for word. Something interesting though, you look at that first bullet, students that take multiple CTE courses in one program are more likely to graduate from high school. You see that? CTE students are just as likely as other students to enroll in college and earn a degree, because a lot of people, the old stereotype is, well, if kids aren't going to college, they go to CTE, and nothing could be further from the truth. That's the case for some kids because, quite honestly, it's an easier route, a less expensive route to go to CTE, get certifications, and post-secondary. Some businesses will even they'll, afterwards they'll say, we'll pay for your college, or we'll pay for your training or certification. So that's part of it. But also, there are a lot of kids that do go to college after that, and it sets them up well with some of those pre-learning foundations.
One of the things, Raj, to tie into
Yeah,
that, because I'm
sure.
on for the graphics area for KCTC.
Mm-hmm.
And what they find is, this is where students know what they want.
Yes.
So when they go, they're much more focused. It's almost like going to college once you've already started a career.
Mm-hmm.
And they're focused, and they're usually the leaders in these areas, in the areas. So the fact that we're doing this is fantastic.
I gotta believe it opens kids' eyes too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
because so many kids go, I don't know what to do, right? I'm just doing math. When am I ever gonna use calculus, right? I don't know, right? Well, you go there, all of a sudden you say, oh wow, if I learn more about this, I can become a controls engineer?
Yeah.
That's what I wanna do, because I've seen somebody do that. That's really cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, second strategy you can see here, we talked about work-based learning, and I'm one of the people championing this piece because I don't, it was frustrating when you wanted to get kids out and get those experiences. You can have people come in for a career day, and that's awesome. I mean, it's great for kids to hear from people in the field, but when they can actually get out there and experience it, whether they decide to go into whatever it is they experience, it gives them that opportunity to see, is that really what I want to do? Because think of how many kids will say, I want to do this or do that. Then they go spend all this money in college, let's say, and then they realize, nah, that's really not what I want to do.
Fulfilled my
So
degree.
to really get experiences out there, and you can see the big part of this as you look at it is using local, regional employers, really partnering with them, and that's why they're a part of that group. Is they're looking for employees, obviously, and we're looking for experiences for our students so that they have, through that immersion, have an understanding of what it is and whether they would want to do something or not. So very excited about that piece. And then the third one is here, it just shows you some of the list down at the bottom of the things that, would go along with that development plan or portfolio that could be a major marketing piece for kids and what what they've done other than just having grades or credits. This would add to that. So I wanted, and I don't know if you have any questions or not. Want to throw that out there. This part right here is just the statistics and research behind what some of those things were that were in there. But I will make sure you have this in your board updates if you want it to take a look at. But do you have any questions?
So just to add on to it, so
Yeah.
there are probably, for the graphics, I think there's close to 20 different companies that are involved in that. And I've always been involved for years. I mean, I've been on it for the last 3 years. But they're doing it for selfish reasons specifically, because since COVID, they can't find people.
Right.
So if you can start somebody up and get them tied to your business, this is coming at the right time.
Yeah.
And the way that they're breaking it down and trying to go to a region instead of having to spend 40 minutes on a bus to get to the East Beltline,
Right.
it just allows more opportunity to, commingle classes. So it's great. I think it's fantastic. I think we're leading on this.
I do.
Yeah,
I
think
like
we're
that they're
doing-
bringing things here.
Right.
That is. At
It
one
benefits
time
our
you-
businesses too. I mean, it benefits our businesses, it benefits our,
Yeah.
yep, that's great.
Seems like at one time Metro, U of M Hospital had us working. Is that still happening
Mm-hmm. They
where
have-
students are
they have a
going?
piece.
So that's another,
That's another.
kind of
I'm
besides the
sure will be
EMT
another-
is.
Right,
yes,
another
okay.
possibility there. So there's a lot of places locally, I think our kids can benefit from the experiences, and I think our local businesses can benefit from having kids and having future employees.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know like Western, and I can't remember which department it was, but Western Michigan, one of the criteria for their business program, I think is, and there's so many different avenues of the business program, right? By your sophomore year, you have to go do one of these experiential learning things. And it's like a 3-day deal. Well, they'll go to different places, and I mean, they dropped off, I know, like a dozen kids to us at our employer once, right? Some were HR, some were engineering, some were whatever. And so many of them said, yeah, this really helped me cement. That wasn't an internship, it's just, you spend a
Right.
day, you know, with the person, right? You know, seeing what they go through, and it was really cool. But I also know, it's crazy to me, because I spent some time with Royal Plastics and their vice president of HR, and she's like, we're trying to figure out how do we get involved in schools. And that's another one, right? I mean, supply chain, HR, engineering, man, there's so many different areas where we could get our kids over there to really see, and it's close.
Yeah.
And it's a major company.
Right.
Right? So I know there's companies out there dying to try to figure this out.
Yeah,
My brother-in-law owns a construction company, and he's looking for things like this. He's, like, on Facebook, you'll see he advertises for,
Oh, wow.
tries to get
Because that's my
students.
question, is about, are businesses, do they know how to intern students? I mean,
Some
that- I think
do,
they'd be
most
shy,
don't.
maybe.
Most don't.
Right, and that's-
Okay.
Most
Could
don't.
we
Yeah.
help
Some are really
them?
good at it,
Maybe?
most
Well, and
aren't.
that's part of this partnership, and that's
Okay.
why a
Okay.
lot of businesses are at the table. And they've been very straightforward in that.
Okay.
Of, you know, hey, we need each other's help. Because we'll need your help too
How
in
to best make that
figuring out
experience, right,
some of
for
that,
those
yeah,
kids
and how it works.
benefits
So,
them.
yeah, I think there's a lot of momentum. This is, you know, I've seen this kind of thing, you know, in my 36th year. I've seen some of these things in the past, and they kind of died out because they really only had, like, they would only have school people, or they would have just a few people, and the people would get burned out and exhausted, and that was it. This has a lot of people that are, they know I mean, we don't have a choice this time. We've got to make these
Gotta
things
make it
work.
happen.
And when you talk about student engagement and hands-on type stuff, this again is another great way to get kids engaged and see how what they're learning is relevant and what could be for them,
That's it.
or
The key-
could not be for
The
them.
key is, if
Sometimes
you
they'll-
have anybody who's trying to do that, tell them to get to an the ISD, whether it's Kent County, Ottawa County, Montcalm County, because that's where it is.
Yeah, a
So
lot of it's there.
I was trying to hire a pre-press operator for an untraditional spot, and I contacted KCTC. I got an incredible candidate, and then they suckered me in to help do reviews. But I had an employee that did I mean, yeah,
It's awesome.
I love it. It's a great resource when you're trying to find, your talent pool isn't that deep.
And if I might make a plug, Jason and Kim and I all went to the last dinner talking about this, and there's another one coming up.
Yep.
Yeah, Mark.
And I would encourage everybody on this board, maybe don't sit at the same table, so it's not quorum, but like, it was very good, and.
So
and,
this will
you
include
know,
a tour, I believe, the one on March 7th?
Think so, yeah, there'll
Yeah.
be time for a tour.
And it looked like it'd be good
Yeah.
to
it's-
learn more about what
It's
they're up
remarkable.
to.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thanks for sharing
Good.
that.
Nice job.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you, everybody. Let's see, next item, old business. Any old business? No old business. Consent action items. Can I get a motion?
So moved?
Support.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Passes. On to regular action items. So we talked a little about tie barring. Well, go ahead.
What we should do is we should read all of these action items separately. That'll help you.
Okay,
Discuss them together, vote on them as,
so that's the order.
that's how I would do it, from that perspective.
Fair enough. All right, so we'll go through here and read 5A. 5A, all of these next three have to do with the School of Choice program. So 5A is recommended that the Board of Education approve Grandville Public Schools participation in the Kent Intermediate School District Collaborative Schools of Choice program for the 2024-2025 school year. Can I get a motion?
We could do a motion on that.
Yes. Can I
So
get a
moved.
motion?
I move,
Oh, well, I'll support.
okay.
Got it.
Then go to the second one.
The second one is the 5B, which is the resolution to opt out. It is recommended the Board of Education exercise option permitted by Section 105 of the State School Aid Act of 1979 as amended by the Public Act 300 of 1996 and not accept Section 105 applications of non-resident students from outside our district for purposes of operating an intermediate school district-wide schools of choice program in accordance with Section 105 for the 2024-25 school year. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Support.
And then 5C, it is recommended that the Board of Education exercise the option permitted by Section 105C of the State School Aid Act, Public Act 119 of 1999, as amended by Public Act 297 of 2000, and accept applications for enrollment from residents from contiguous intermediate school districts for the 2024-2025 school year. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Okay, so it is that time of year again. Where did that time go?
Can I just say something real quick? I believe in the past, what was A should have been C, and it would have made a little bit more sense.
Okay.
But anyway.
We'll look at that and
Okay.
see about that order. So again, the state had a schools of choice plan. Back in the day, the ISD and our school districts in our county said, you know, we really don't like this plan because a kid from, you know, the other side of the state could apply for schools of choice, and we end up with a kid and you know, you really, when you had their plan, if that kid wanted to go and you said we're accepting this many kids, you could have ended up with somebody from, I don't know, Eau Claire. I'll pick a place over that way. Not that that's a bad place, but I'll pick that place. So what we decided to do to make it more local is come up with a county plan, and that's why you get the ISD plan versus the state plan. And then by opting into 105C, that's the contiguous districts, it still allows us, especially somebody like Grandville that's, you know, a little bit into Ottawa, little, you know, we have Kent County, of course. It allows us to do some contiguous district stuff there as well. And we have great relationships with our contiguous districts. Makes more sense with contiguous districts than, you know, people on the other side of the state or in the UP. So we decided to go with this plan.
We've been doing this for quite some time, and
Ever
if anyone
since I've been
remembers
on board.
Orion, the alternative school, it was kind of rare, but it was a partnership between Grandville, Jenison, and Hudsonville, which this would play into at that time before it went defunct. We just didn't need it anymore.
That's right.
We've been doing this for, I don't know, since I've been on the board.
Long time.
Centuries.
I was gonna say the Stone
Hey.
Ages, but
I'm retired now.
to it.
I kind of smile when people say that stuff.
Any other discussion? All right. All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Motion passes. On to 5D, the delinquent taxpayers of the city of Walker and Grandville. It is recommended the Board of Education approve the waiver and consent forms for the city of Grandville and the city of Walker to strike the 2018 and prior delinquent personal property taxes from tax rolls. Can I get a motion?
So moved. Support. I can do those.
And Heather?
Yes, so this is an annual offering that we bring to you as well. You'll note that we did not receive any from the city of Wyoming this year. We did call, and there were not any to waive, so,
Wow.
yep.
Now, that ever happened to you?
And to the amounts I think listed here are smaller than they have been in past years, so maybe by about half, so, yeah.
Any questions, discussion? All right. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion passes. 5E, the Oakstown PA system. It It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the purchase of a new upgraded public address PA and classroom audio system from Bloom for a total purchase price of $389,143.51. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Come a long way from the cup and the string, so Walt's here to fill us in. Some of it might sound somewhat.
Yeah, so you may remember that over this past summer, I came and presented the PA replacement at West Elementary. So this is the same system that we installed at West Elementary, but obviously slightly larger for Oakstown. This is not just a PA system for the building. It also has classroom audio, so that means that each teacher receives a wireless microphone. The speakers that are built into the ceiling will amplify their voice as they're speaking with their students. It's nice that it integrates in such a way that teachers can be speaking with their students, and then when there's an important announcement that comes from the office, for example, it will then mute the teacher's microphone, the announcements comes out of the speakers, and then when that announcement's done, the teacher's microphone kicks back on. There's also some safety aspects to it. It integrates with the lockdown system in the building, so it will play the lockdown message over the PA system throughout the building. And it also has, it uses Bluetooth to track the teacher's location throughout the building. So that's come into play where if a student is leaving a classroom, a teacher needs to follow that student, the system will locate where that student or where that teacher's microphone is throughout the building. And so staff that need to attend to that can know where that teacher or that staff person is throughout the building. So kind of a
Well,
summary.
what's the anticipated lifespan of this system?
So I would anticipate that we would get at least probably 5, if not 10 years out of the system, if not more. I will say that the current system that's was at Oakstown at the previous middle school building was there. I've worked for Grandville for 15 years. It hasn't been replaced in the entire time that I've been there, so it definitely warrants replacement at this point.
Oh, yeah, no, just wondering now that we're
15
beginning
years.
to add, what kind
Yeah.
of life we're gonna get out of them.
Yeah, the system that's at Oakstown now, like I said, was replaced before it's obviously been added onto as the building's been renovated, but the core of the system is well more than 15 years old. So
Is
I would
it easy
expect.
for you to manage?
So yeah, actually, that's another advantage of this newer system is that because it integrates with some of the technology in the building, there is a central server that manages all of the PA system aspects of it. And then there's also a touchscreen console that's in the office. So for example, if I wanted to make an announcement to just room 1, 3, and 5 in the building, you could touch just those rooms and make an announcement that way. Whereas with the legacy system that's there, if you ever want to change the zones, it's actually going in the closet, like pulling wires off and manually putting stuff together. So this is
Got it.
a lot of nice technology aspects to it.
Nice.
Does West like theirs?
Definitely, yes. Yep, I've gotten good feedback from Mr. Wondergen.
Last time we
Yeah.
did, last time we did
I
this,
haven't asked it, but I assume.
we had conversation about how does it interact with the system for the students that are hearing impaired?
There is that aspect for it, yes. We haven't deployed that yet at
Okay.
West, but it does have that capability.
Gotcha, good.
Do you envision that going like in the future to it being wireless? Like everything's just on Wi-Fi and you connect to just a transponder or something in the room?
So I guess what aspects are you thinking would be wireless? For example, like the teacher microphone, those are wireless. That's,
Like, look, if you wanted to do, like if you're in the central office and you wanted to make an announcement in all the rooms.
yeah, so this system actually does have that capability already. Like I said, there's a central console in the office where the principal can make an announcement from. But if he wanted to take his laptop and go to another classroom and make an announcement from there or have students participate in the announcements, the system has that capability as well.
Or are you thinking more?
I was just thinking of, so you wouldn't have to run wires to all the different rooms.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Sorry. So
I'm
there's
just wondering,
some,
like, if this lasts 5 to 10 years, what does it cost, like, in the future?
yeah, there's
Can we
some
get to something like
wireless aspects to it, but I think there's always some aspects that will be wired. For example, the amplification module that gets installed in each of the classrooms, that runs off, it pulls power actually off our network, but until there's such a thing as wireless power, that's probably, it might be someday, but
Hey,
for
it
now
might
it's.
be, hey, you're
yeah, it's
driving a
around.
Tesla.
It's just-
so-
All holograms.
Yeah, yeah, right, yeah, for announcements. All right, any other discussion?
No. Thanks, Walt.
All right.
Nice job.
Due to the size, let's do a roll call vote, please.
Okay, Gardine,
Yes.
Stefas,
Yes.
Wonderjum,
Yes.
DeHaan,
Yes.
Palmer, yes, Highboard,
Yes.
pass.
All right, great. Moving on to 5F, the Oakstown furniture purchase. It is recommended the Board of Education approve the purchase and installation of furniture for the newly remodeled Oakstown building as follows. Furniture from Do-El for $110,315.69. Furniture from Great Lake Furniture, $158,114.20. Furniture from Custer, $286,586.39. Furniture from Interface Interiors, $78,598.34, for a grand total of $633,614.62. These quotes are all off the state or national cooperative purchasing contracts. Can I get a motion? So moved.
Support.
Discussion.
Yes, so one of the neat things about bringing 7 buildings into one is some have newer furniture than others. So we were able to get some good counts and consolidate some of the furniture, some of the desks and chairs in particular. So much so that we really just needed it for one grade level at Oakstown. All of the teacher desks and chairs will be new, and they have also opted for the flexible cabinets and storage like they have at the 7-8 building as well. So similar to previous furniture quotes, kind of like a REMC bid. All that pricing is contract pricing that has been vetted already. So
Heather, what's the lead time for all this stuff?
the majority of it should be delivered in the middle of July and installed. So we already have a tentative date for that installation from the vendors. So it's about the middle of July.
So you're comfortable that you're going to be fully stocked and ready to go
Yep.
desk-wise? Okay.
So you said it was just one grade level that needed additional,
Correct.
yeah.
Yep.
Is it all similar? It all is the same furniture style, or did they go, well, we would like them to be maybe less?
So all of the new is very similar. Some of the differences may be in the, I mean, the coloring is the same, but like the legs may be a little different on a couple of like
Alright.
desks that we currently have versus what is being ordered, which is similar again to like the 7-8 building, so.
Okay. I just know sometimes the shapes of the tables were,
Yeah, they're all rectangles. We love rectangles.
yay, rectangles, not
Yes.
like
Rectangles.
parallelogram, something, I don't know. But
Yeah.
I'm glad to see that
Yeah,
they're.
this includes all the media center stuff too, like that's getting fully revamped. And some of the old science rooms in the back that weren't touched with the last renovation when it was the middle school.
Yeah.
So that provides furniture for those spaces as well.
Did they take that back part of the, because I'm excited, I want to go back through, but, so that whole part of the media center is now altered, correct?
Yes,
Looks quite
Yep.
different.
it's
Yeah.
quite
I'm
different.
excited
Yeah.
to see it.
Mhm.
Heather, have we had any experience with Great Lakes Furniture or do EL?
Mhm.
We have?
Yep, yep. We've quite a bit of experience with all 4 of those listed. Another one that you sometimes see that's not on here right now is Wenger, but those are usually pertain to more like the music equipment and stuff.
Okay,
So.
thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions, concerns? All right, can I get a roll call vote?
DeHaan,
Yes.
Palmer, yes, Wonderjum,
Yes.
Gardine,
Yes.
Stefas,
Yes.
Highboard.
Yes,
Okay, pass.
thank you very much. No other action items are on the agenda, so we'll go into public comment. Yeah, no public comment? All right. So then,
I
have one thing not public comment, but I could do public comment, but I have one thing. So we moved the next meeting to Tuesday, March 5th because of Taste of Grandville. Well, they canceled it.
Yeah.
So before you announce, I mean, we are scheduled for Tuesday, that Tuesday, and we can stay with that, but I wanted to throw it out to you in case you wanted to look at Monday, going back to the Monday instead of Tuesday.
Yes.
Yes, Mondays.
So I will make a motion that we move the March 4th meeting, sorry, the March 5th meeting
To March 4th.
to March 4th, same time, 7
Yeah.
PM
That's great.
in the boardroom.
Is there a second?
I second.
Okay.
All right.
I'll-
All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion passes. All right.
We'll make that notice.
Perfect. Great. And then, so the next workshop board meeting of the Grandville Board of Education will be Monday, March 4th, 2024 at 7 PM at the Administration Building. We are adjourned.
Okay, thanks,
you.
guys.
Bad.